How can ZV-E10 be the best camera for many creators if it has more issues than advantages? Well, I'll prove it to you. Let's find out what are the ZV-E10 issues, if there is a way to solve them, what are the advantages, and if this camera is the best choice for you. It will be nice if it is. It's affordable and those advantages are, so good, but we still have some big issues. What are the issues? Look how nice the image is when I use this camera. But did you see that? This exactly. What's that? When I moved fast horizontally, the image got some bending. Looks like jelly. But right now, I don't have any problem. The image looks super good. I use my Sony ZV E10 right now. So only when I move fast horizontally, I can see that ugly effect. That it's called rolling shutter. And ZV E10 has this bad, ugly looking effect if you move super fast horizontally when you shoot in 4K. And the effect happens because this camera doesn't have a fast reading sensor. But if I just walk and talk like this, there's no problem with that. But the image stabilization looks pretty bad. Let me turn on the active stabilization. Now it's maybe better. Doesn't look like. So this camera has bad image stabilization. But yes, trust me, it can still be the best for so many creators. What's that? Low battery? Why? I just charged the battery. But don't worry, I have another one. It's so tiny. Maybe this is why it lasts for such a small amount of time. But now, because I shoot at home, I can charge it when I use it. Now it's better, I can shoot for a long time. But what's that? Overheating? How can this be the best camera if it overheats? But yes, I shoot for a long time in 4K resolution. So the issues are rolling shutter, bad image stabilization, small battery, and sometimes overheating. Now you will find out what are those amazing advantages. But first, let's see if we can solve these issues. The rolling shutter. If I shoot like this, talking head video, if I don't move my camera too fast horizontally, or if I don't have things that move super fast in my shot, I don't care about rolling shutter if I don't do that kind of videos. For me, it's okay. This talking head video looks so good and I don't care about the rolling shutter. The image stabilization. Again, for these kind of shots, or if I do courses or streaming, I keep my camera on the tripod, so I don't care about the image stabilization. I don't do that kind of content, walking, running and talking. And if I need to make a vlog, I will use Casey Neistat's method. I will try always to find a spot to put the camera down and talk to the camera when the camera is somewhere on a small tripod. Just find a place and put the camera down for a second, it's okay. Find a place and put the camera down. I don't need all the time to walk and talk, just walk and talk. At least this is my style. That small battery, it's annoying, yes, but you can solve it. If you do this kind of content in the studio using a tripod, you can use a simple dummy battery and power your camera from an NPF big battery that will last for 5-6 hours, maybe more. Look, I have this adapter plate from SmallRig, this dummy battery and a big NPF battery. All this costs about $120 with 2 batteries. I just need to connect them correctly and the camera will be powered from this super big battery. And if you buy a cage, you can attach everything together and have one single compact setup. Also, this trick will help us with overheating, which is something that we can partially solve. Batteries are a big source of heat for cameras. When a camera records, the battery will produce a lot of heat. A dummy battery will not produce any kind of heat. It's basically a fake battery. The actual battery is now outside the camera. Also, for overheating, you can keep your camera screen open when you record. This will help a lot. And if you really want to feel a big difference when it comes to overheating, if you use a Sony ZV E10, first change this setting. Go into the menu, go to menu setup, go to power setting option and set auto power off temp to high. Now the camera won't shut down as easily when it comes to overheating. So all these issues for some creators are partially solved and for some creators are solved for good. But now let's find out what are those great advantages that make this camera great despite these issues. I have here a camera that never overheats. The image stabilization is great, the battery is big, and has no rolling shutter. This camera is the Sony a7S III. This is the image shot with this camera, and this is the image shot with Sony ZV E10. Let's see how much the a7S III costs. It's $3,498. Do you know how much Sony ZV E10 costs? It's $698. Is the quality difference that big for this huge price difference? Sony ZV E10 with a good lens, the dummy battery, a cage, and maybe a few other accessories, let's approximate it at $1,500. Big difference. The price for this camera, it's gold. Now, I'm in the studio using a cheap lens at f2.8. I use a minimum light setup. I use two lights from Godox ES45, bounced from the wall in front of me. The exposure is perfect and the Sony ZV E10 low light performance, it's great. Not like a full frame sensor a7S III, but for this kind of content, it's great. Speaking about the lens, let's analyze something interesting. I have a Sigma 16mm f1.4 lens. This lens is phenomenal and costs $399. But you can also find the 30mm f1.4 lens from Sigma. Now I have something more interesting. I have a third-party lens f2.8 constant 20 to 40 mm f2.8 again. This lens is for a full-frame camera. Don't worry, full-frame lenses work perfectly on crop cameras. And this lens on crop sensor is 30 to 60 mm. This is another excellent choice for this camera, and the great thing is that if you want to upgrade in the future to a full-frame camera, you can keep and use the same lens. So we can find great lenses at a good price. So we have some issues, we can partially solve them, but we have some big advantages. How can this be the best camera for so many creators? Let's analyze. Is this camera great for you? You make a travel vlog and you want to walk and talk, do a lot of movements. Is this camera great for you? Not really. You want to shoot a lot of pannings, fast left-right movements. This is not a good camera for you. Do you go on super long trips where you don't have access to recharge the batteries, you can't use a big NPF battery and you don't want that? Is this camera great for you? Not really. But do you make talking head videos, use your camera on a tripod? Is this camera perfect for you? Yes. You make educational content, courses or tutorials. Is this camera perfect for you? Yes. You stream. Is this camera perfect for you? Yes, I streamed a lot using this camera. Even if you do travel vlogs and try to use Casey Neistat's method and always try to find a place to put the camera down, this can be a good fit for you. It's lightweight, it's affordable, it's easy to use, the image quality is super good, and you can find affordable lenses. But you can choose the perfect camera body for you. This is useless if you don't take care of the next step, which is more important than just choosing the camera body. So check out this deep dive where I show you exactly what is the next step, how to save more money with your equipment, and also how to improve the quality of your video.